Thanks, Swazi. Well, 2 cities, 4 days, 15 local poets, 3 international poets, 3 live bands, 1 pop-up bookstore, 2 workshops, and 1 epic slam finale. Well, if you've heard a spoken word and a music festival lineup, that beats that. Well, you must be in artistic heaven. That is, of course, what makes the 3rd annual Word and Sound International Youth Poetry and Live Music Festival, which kicked off in Johannesburg and Cape Town on Wednesday and ends today. Well, 3 poets who are part of the festival join us now for a quick chat on being part of a significant gathering for young wordsmiths and musicians. Woo, these words. How are you guys? Good, thank you. Tabi, so let's start with you. I mean, what sets this festival apart from other like festivals and, you know, that take place around the country?
I think this is the first spoken word and live music festival that is for young people, by young people, and by artists, for artists as well. I think spoken word has come a long way in South Africa, and this is the re-emergence of new voices. It's exciting again. Young people are coming out and performing and taking it seriously and using social media and digital platforms, you know, to reach out to the world, connect with their peers and get their work out there. So right now, what we're experiencing at the festival is the best of the best of the best of what's going on in the country and internationally as well. We've been blessed to be able to bring in a few international poets from Botswana, from the UK and Zimbabwe as well.
Speaking about the UK, Catherine, what material will you be presenting at the festival and why have you specifically chosen these pieces?
I do pieces on things like discrimination, rape, very hard topics, because I believe there's stories that have to be told. So those are the kind of things I'm going to be talking about during the festival.
Why is poetry the best way to drive this message across?
I've always loved writing. Writing has always been something that I think everyone accesses as young people. So I just like the opportunity to be able to put things on page, but then to go on stage and convert it into a voice.
Karabo, for you, I mean, what kind of inspiration do festivals like this, what kind of inspiration do you draw from festivals such as these?
Yeah, you know, these are some of the festivals that make me grow because, you know, meeting other poets, you know, like-minded people who actually speak your language, who loves words and putting things in words and describing how we live with, you know, it actually makes me richer, you know. That's what fuels me. It's my fuel, my daily bread, you know, it's my inspiration, not only to do poetry, but to live a more positive life as well.
Tabi, so for you, I mean, you know, as a poet and administrator, what are some of the biggest challenges facing events such as these?
I think, look, professionalizing ourselves because we're young people. If we want to be taken seriously amongst the local industry and international, just upskilling, professionalizing, getting things done properly as well, and I think attracting new markets as well. I think in South Africa, poetry has always been seen as an academic thing and also just purely on paper. So now it's exciting, it's being spoken, being performed, other elements are incorporated, music, theater, costume. So it's exciting again, and I think also drawing on corporate partnership. We've got some through the likes of British Council, Connect ZA, Live Magazine, Boza Mobile, but now drawing on to other youth-focused brands so we can grow it nationally, bring in other international artists, bring in workshop programs, development programs, so that we start turning it into an industry where poets can have a trajectory in literature, be able to make money, travel the world, and live productive lives of their words.
And how is, you know, sharing a platform like this with musicians, you know, and other, you know, sources sort of influence and, you know, make it better as well?
You know, one thing about musicians is that, you know, they make poetry more richer because they give it rhythm, you know, they give it a heartbeat, such that, you know, just purely poetry alone, I enjoy it and I do it every day. But when you add a musical element to that, it's like you're adding a special spice, you know, to that special dish. So, you know, music, you know, sharing a stage, a platform with musicians always makes my poetry feel more special. And every time I'm coming out of the stage with a musician, with a guitarist, my poet feels different every time. So,
I mean, Catherine, for your travels, I mean, is there a trend around the world at the moment, given how much you've traveled around, you know, UK and now South Africa?
I think poetry is getting very intense. People are really speaking what they truly feel. It's like the censorship of it is like dying away. People are becoming very political, very active in their voices, and they're transferring what they believe in poetry to their everyday lives.
How does poetry here differ from back home?
In London?
Yeah.
I think here it's a lot more intense. I think because of the history of South Africa compared to the history of England, English poetry is very humorous compared to here.
For you, what's the difference between, is there actually a difference between Botswana and South Africa?
Not much.
Yeah.
Not much, you see, because I see like a replica of certain poets
Yeah.
in Botswana and in South Africa, because we almost share our story, even though historically Botswana and South Africa are not so the same, but you know, we share different similar things, because even relatives, I mean, most Botswana people I know have got relatives in South Africa.
Yeah.
Most South Africans have got relatives in Botswana. So artistically and poetically, we are almost identical, I can say.
Is poetry like music though? I mean, music you don't have to understand the language. You just need to hear it. Is poetry the same?
I think to a certain extent it is. I mean, in the way it's written, there is rhythm to it naturally. I mean, I've performed at the Purcell Room in the UK with a Xhosa poet.
Yeah.
And, you know, they couldn't hear what they were saying, but it's the clicks, it's the rhythm, it's the intensity, the passion that you see and the energy that the poet brings. So to a certain extent, yes, where language is a barrier, I think the passion and the expression sort of makes up for it, you know.
All right.
Yeah, I think they're the same.
Guys, thank you so much. We'll hear poems from all three of you. Thabiso African Mohare of South Africa, Karabo poem, The Answer Moss of Botswana, and Catherine Labiran from the UK are three of the 18 poets performing at the 3rd Annual Word and Sound International Youth Poetry and Live Music Festival.